What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Algorand governance rewards ends in 2030. So how do we make money, and why am I saying if I have 1 million Algorand and we have 10,000 transactions per second, it should make me about $200,000 a year? Where am I getting my numbers? Okay, so first, a big old huge caveat. Future price predictions and things of that nature are akin to taking tea leaves, sticking them into a cup, swirling it around, and making a prediction. We can, however, make educated guesses based upon what we can see today. We know Algorand's stats today because we can see them. They are here. We can manipulate them. We can do math with them. We can repeat the math with them, so we know that we know what we're seeing is true. We know what Algorand's price is today. We know what the fees are. We know what the percentage gains are. Right now, after everybody's dropping out, which always happens at the end of Algorand governance voting, it's about 9.75%. During voting, it fluctuates about 7-ish%, somewhere around there, 7.35%, but people always drop out. So I never go based upon that 10%. When Algorand governance rewards, it's up to us to maintain it. Whatever they decide to call it, it's still 8 years away. They're going to call it whatever they call it. Maybe they call it staking rewards, whatever. But it is the rewards that everybody is going to get for participating in Algorand and keeping it secure. The more people that help keep Algorand secure, the more secure it is. Now, I'm guessing that in the future, we're going to have a more reasonable, like 3.5% APY. With that 3.5% APY, you're getting about 35,000 Algorand per year. Now we go based upon the price. 2030, a lot of price predictions put it on the low end about $10.50. On the high end of the reasonable predictions, about $12.50 at the really high end. I am not going based upon even the low end because remember, going into the future, and future price predictions are notoriously fickle. So I am halving that $10.58 amount, and I'm saying Algorand is going to be $5.75 by 2030. Algorand at $5.75 in 2030, getting 35,000 Algorand per year, will get you just about $200,000 a year. Now, if Algorand price goes up, great. And remember, this is a long ways away. I don't know. Nobody knows what they're going to call governance or how they're going to run it. And the biggest thing that's going to change it is us. It's going to be the voting. The closer 2030 gets, those of us who are participating in governance are going to be voting on how it's going to work. That's how this works. That's why we vote. So that way we all know where Algorand governance is going. Whatever we decide to name it, whatever we decide to change it to, however we decide to change it. I don't put much stock in that higher 7%, 10% APY. I think a more 3.5% is a pretty reasonable APY to expect in 2030. And I believe a $5.75% Algorand is more than reasonable by then. That gives me more room to wiggle a little bit, shall we say. Because 1 million Algorand, I think a lot of people are thinking in dollar cents. They're saying, well, 1 million Algorand, you're not going to get $200,000 a year. 1 million Algorand at $5.75 is more than $5 million in assets. $5 million in assets, if we're getting just that 7%, that's $700,000 per year. But you can change the numbers as needed. Now, why is it important to get people into whatever we decide to call it? Maybe it's future Algorand governance rewards. Maybe we call it staking rewards. Maybe we call it security verification rewards. Maybe we just call everybody a node. Maybe we call it Algorand node, consensus node, or verification node rewards, which is a great caveat into this next section I want to talk about. Verifiable random function. Verifiable random function is I'm not going to go into the big way because it would be a 2-hour long video, but basically the way Algorand works in its security is, think of it like this. You are a battle-hardened, grizzled archer. You are one of the best archers ever. And you are tasked with stopping the enemy from getting messages from their front lines back to their castle. And the only way you can do that is to take your arrow and take out the messenger. Now, the messenger that the enemy is using are ferocious, fuzzy bunny rabbits. Scariest thing I can think of. So you notch your arrow and you see one bunny rabbit go, and you know because you see one bunny rabbit that you loose your arrow, you hit that bunny rabbit, it's gone, the message isn't getting through. Now that bunny rabbit is what most other blockchains would call their consensus nodes, their verification nodes, whatever they decide to call it, whatever they're calling it, that's it. But they have a target on their back. Everybody knows who they are. If you want to attack the program, you know where to attack and you know who to attack. One bunny rabbit has one message. You loose one arrow, you hit one bunny rabbit, boom, you've just saved the day. Your team wins, your army wins, the other army doesn't get their message through. Okay, now you have 100 bunny rabbits going through. Well, you are a professional archer. You're pretty good at your job. There is a chance that you might hit that one bunny rabbit that has that message, because not all of them have it. The rest of them are all just decoys. Only one bunny rabbit has that message. Now add millions or even billions of bunny rabbits. Only one of them has the message. And on top of that, you have 4 seconds or less to figure out which one you're going to attack. Complete the attack and be successful. What are your odds there? Well, the bunny rabbits are us. We secure the blockchain. Verifiable random function. Algorand, in a really brief nutshell, takes a bunch of bunny rabbits, assigns certain verifiable criteria to one random bunny rabbit, and that random bunny rabbit, as long as all the criteria are verifiable random function, then that bunny rabbit gets the message through. Where are you going to attack with millions? The more users on Algorand, however we work it in 2030, whatever we call it, the more secure the blockchain. Sylvie Macaulay himself said he would like billions of people to help secure Algorand's blockchain. Welcome to the future. I thank you for your time. You guys are amazing. You guys are patient. This is an amazing journey. I would have never thought for a second I would have gotten this many subscribers. I know a lot of people are saying that's nothing. That's only a few hundred. I got a few hundred subscribers. I am amazed. I am blessed. I am shocked. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Algorand has an amazing future, and I am overjoyed to invite you with me in this future. And we're going to see what happens in 2030. But remember, the biggest thing that can change the future of Algorand is us. And that's one thing that makes it great. Go to your bank and ask them that you would like to vote every 3 months on what happens to the bank and see what they tell you. They would laugh you out of the bank. We can decide how Algorand goes. And the closer we get to 2030, the easier it will be to find out and see how we are going to change it. Because we're going to vote on it. Don't think for 1 second that we're not. The vote's coming. But we got 8 years to develop Algorand and figure out how we're going to do it. And we're going to do it together. So I thank you for joining me on this journey. It's already been an amazing journey. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for your patience.